Shannon, who won the trade?
Oh,
come on, Shannon.
Oh, you know who won it?
I do?
The 76ers won, Skip.
You're kidding.
Because let me tell you why they won.
How?
Because they get James Harden, a player that can perform at elite level, versus Ben Simmons, who was giving them nothing. So would you rather have a car that's operational or a car that won't crank, that just sits in your yard on blocks? Because that's what Ben...
Wait a second. James Harden is a car that won't crank.
Oh, yes, he will.
Yeah.
Let me see. This season, he's 22, 8, and 10. I'm looking at Ben Simmons' numbers. 0, 0, 0, 0 games played. Can I interest you in that?
Yeah, now that he's ready to play.
Oh, he's ready to play.
Yeah.
So what about James Harden? Now, Jenny just read the report. And not only was it Kyrie, now I don't know why he would ever have any beef with KD. KD seems like the easiest guy ever to get along with. All he wants to do is hoop. He ain't trying to lead nobody. He ain't trying to lead nobody's life, tell you what you should and shouldn't do. Hey, when they toss the ball up in there, let's go play, fellas. Skip, you look at what they gave. Daryl Morey just said last month, I'd be willing to take a top 40 player as long as it's the right fit. James Harden is better than a top 40 player. The only player that I believe Daryl Morey would have preferred over James Harden is Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard is hurt. I don't know if he's going to come back. He says he's going to take his time, as he should, because you just can't think about this year. This year's a lost cause. I got to think about moving forward. It's been reported they're going to build around him. Skip. But when I look at James Harden, and you love to point out that game, he did this to Rudy Gobert. He had 42 points. Do you realize in 274 games?
You're talking about Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
Yes.
In 274 games played, Ben Simmons has scored more than 35 points once. James Harden once averaged 36 points for an entire season.
Once upon a time, he did.
Last year, he was 25, 8, and 11. Do you ever think in his long-legged life, in his 7-foot life, Ben Simmons will ever average 25, 8, and 11? And one more thing I want to share with you. How much are you going to be able to play him down the stretch in crunch time? Can you play him? Now, I'm not even worried about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is by himself. But let's just say your closing lineup. Is your closing lineup going to be Seth Curry, 5'10", Kyrie Irving, 6'2", Patty Mills, 6 foot. What's your closing lineup gonna look like? You're a defensive liability.
Tell me when it's my turn.
It's not your turn just yet. Not your turn just yet. So right now, I'm looking at Milwaukee, Philly, and Miami. Better than you. And you know what, Skip? I love this. I want to know who put this together. Because, Skip, look, Sixers won the trade. I'm disappointed with James Harden because he did it again, Skip. He pouted and moped his way, got out of shape.
Thank you.
Came out of shape.
Yes, keep going. Preach.
No. But
two times in 2 years. And I say get your skinny popcorn ready.
Yeah, right? So you know about skinny pop, then, okay?
I eat it.
Oh, you like skinny pop?
Religiously, yes, I do. I love it.
You about sister,
and I'm going to get my skinny popcorn ready to watch just how long James lasts with the Sixers.
No. We ain't talking about how long. That was not the question. The question was how long is he going to last? Who won the trade? The Sixers won the trade.
You don't really believe that.
I do.
You don't really mean that. And by the way, to your first point, I'll just read out of one of the reports.
What did they say?
The Nets remain the consensus favorites to win the NBA title after Thursday's trade. And then it goes into all the different sports books. Consensus title favorites remain the Nets.
Okay.
It's because they won this trade by 50 points. If you want to just do it per an NBA game, this was a 50-point blowout in favor of the Nets.
Oh, no. Well, go bigger. Go bigger. Go Memphis when they beat OKC.
What was it?
By 73.
73. Okay, I'll go Memphis over OKC by 73 points. Shannon. The Nets managed to get 3 starters out of this because I don't know if you remember the big penguin.
Oh, now you love him.
All of a sudden, once he got out of LeBron's shadow, the big penguin, Andre Drummond, has been flat out balling for the 76ers.
Really, Skip?
In place of Joel Embiid. He gets to play 18 minutes a night, and he's averaging 9 rebounds a game in 18 minutes. It's 6-9-2, but he goes in and just dominates the glass. What has been the glaring hole weakness in the middle of the Nets?
They're a small team, they rebound.
They don't have that guy, and all of a sudden, they got Big Penguin in the middle of their defense and really their offense as an offensive rebounder. They just haven't had that kind of presence. And once he got out from under LeBron because LeBron, the GOAT, as you call him, quote unquote, always needs a scapegoat. And I believe that the big penguin got scapegoated last year.
Oh, now he got scapegoated.
All of a sudden, he's putting up massive numbers because he is a massive human being.
Skip, you do realize his numbers was better with the Lakers than they are in Philly.
9 rebounds a game.
He averaged double digits for the Lakers.
If you do per 36 minutes, he's averaging 17 rebounds a game. That's all they needed. That's a beautiful, sweet move. That's like, thank you, game over. And Seth Curry is a 40% three-point shooter who this is his career low this year. He's shooting 40%. Well, they'll take that because they probably have lost Joe Harris for the whole year because it sounds like he might even need another ankle surgery on top of his first one. But you love Patty Mills, right? So Patty Mills will take up the Joe Harris slack. Seth will be in the starting lineup. And listen, late game, ball in hand, I'll take Seth over Steph Curry on game-winning shots, on big shots, on game-turning shots. I'll take Seth over Steph any day or night.
But you do realize he's small, so how is he going to play and how are you going to be in the lineup?
Because there's this guy, Ben Simmons, who's 6 feet 10 inches tall, and to all your points, all he did was win Rookie of the Year, then go boom, 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 3 straight All-Star teams, and boom, boom, 2 straight all-defensive teams. What? And you're going to throw him in the middle of this as to use Kevin's favorite word, his operative word last night, a versatile. You don't get any more versatile of a player than Ben Simmons. He can facilitate. He's one of the better passers in the game.
Yeah, he can pass
and
the
at
ball.
6 feet 10 inches tall, he can flat out dominate a center or a forward or even a little Maestre, as he took him out of Game 7 last year. Maestre shot 5 of 23 because Ben Simmons engulfed him last year. And all of a sudden, the Nets are going to have a real live defensive player in their midst.
You're right. But here's the thing. In the fourth quarter, 5 minutes left in the ball game, 3 minutes left in the ball game, Ben Simmons became unplayable.
Okay.
Doc Rivers benched the man.
Right,
the guy the 3 All-Stars, the all-defense got to sit down.
All right, here's my point. All that matters is the Nets still have the best player on the planet by far. To me, Kevin Durant has separated himself. He will come back after the All-Star break. I'm going to assume he's going to be 100%.
Okay.
And I could see last night on TNT, he will be 1,000% motivated because he went way out of his way, all the way to the bottom of the draft against your man LeBron, saying no to James Harden. No, 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 no. I will not take him. I will take Rudy Gobert at the bottom of the draft over James Harden because he's done with James, and he is now re-motivated, recommitted to go win himself another championship.
LeBron was laughing too much.
He was covering it up. I guess that's why he needed his clipboard, right? Cover his face.
I mean, LeBron did everything he could to try to get James Harden placed on Kevin Durant's team.
Who'd he take? Fred VanVleet at the end? Yeah, I'll take Fred VanVleet. I'll leave you James Harden.
Right.
Congratulations. No,
right.
I won't do it. That's Kevin. That's vintage Kevin.
Right.
You could see he is recommitted because, as he said at the end, let me get the quote exactly right here. His point was that we finally have players who want to be here.
Right.
Oh, really? Well, Kevin really wants to be there. Kyrie is as clutch as they ever have come down the pipe.
Yeah, on the road.
Yeah, well, okay. And if Kyrie can play the home games, I do not know what physical condition Ben Simmons is in. So I can't speak to that.
Well, it took Kyrie 2 weeks. It took Kyrie 2 weeks. So how long is it going to take Ben Simmons, who's been out for 3 months?
The Sixers are saying, well, if we could really get James Harden,
yes.
Well, you can get James Harden, but Daryl Morey, you're living in the past. You discovered him, you sort of created him and all of his mystique, and he was all-time sensational. Greatest perimeter scorer we have ever seen. I do not argue that. Once upon a time.
But Skip, he was just third in the MVP voting last year at 25, 8, and 11.
We have had back-to-back years in which he flat out quit on a team to get moved.
I'm not condoning that.
Listen, what I have learned about James Harden, and I did love the Nets, but I loved them because of the centerpiece, because of Kevin Durant.
Okay.
And I thought, if you put Kyrie over here and you put James over here, well, Kevin's going to rise and shine because he rose and shone with the Golden State Warriors, didn't he? With back-to-back finals MVPs. He went in there and took over a team that had Steph and Clay and Draymond.
Right.
Okay? So now, what I keep seeing from James, and I told you this yesterday, so I've been first guessing this really for a couple of weeks on this show, James looks like he's 32 going on 42, and you completely admitted and acknowledged once you start hitting 32 and you're no workout warrior, he is the flip side.
It gets hard.
He is as far from LeBron James as you can get.
Yeah.
There is no weight room for him. There's no extra cardio for him. There's no exercise bicycle for him. He's not going to do that. He's just saying, I play basketball. I will play my way into shape. And at some point, if you don't change your nutrition, what you've put in your mouth you'll wear it.
Yes.
And he's wearing it right now. He looks out of shape, and we're almost to the All-Star break.
Yes.
And then the other problem is, he's always hurt because he does not take care of himself.
He don't take care of himself, so you can always keep them
You're
mixed.
going to pull this, you're going to hurt this, pull this, hurt this, pull this, hurt this. So here's my bottom line takeaway. You know how much I love Joel Embiid when he's healthy, and I should add, when he's happy. So the odds on James Harden and Joel Embiid remaining healthy and happy for extended periods of time are 10,000 to 1. That's what I'm going to set it at. 10,000 to 1. Both of them. We're talking about healthy and happy. James Harden and Joel Embiid. Healthy and happy, I'll go 10,000 to 1 against for an extended period of time, such as a playoff run.
All the things that I've been trying to tell you about Joel Embiid, now you want to try to use the ammunition against me.
I don't doubt that he's having an MVP year, but he was having it last year. In fact, if you look hard at the numbers he's putting up right now versus last year was better. Seriously, it's a little better. He was shooting a little better from the field, quite a bit better from three, and quite a bit better from the free throw line a year ago. And I kept telling you, this is the guy. This is the best big man in basketball.
Right.
No, it's Jokic. It's Jokic. Okay, I got it. But in the end, I still love him, but I could never defend what kept happening in postseason runs when he'd be hurt, and then he'd be sick, and then he'd be hurt, and then he'd be sick.
Right.
He let Kawhi Leonard break through and win a championship because he was hurt, and then he was sick, and he was hurt, and he was sick, right?
Right.
He's got stomach flu. I don't know what he's got. It's always something with him. And you want to talk about unhappy factor? Shannon, they don't fit. James and Joel do not fit. And I love Joel. I'm out on James now just because I don't trust his intangibles anymore.
Now you don't trust him. Now he didn't want to play with. Oh, but let that have been a
wait a second. They don't fit together.
Why? Skip,
because Joel needs the basketball.
Go give it to him.
Joel will post and post you. He'll post you up on Twitter. He'll post you on IG.
We're gonna give it to him.
He will posterize you.
Get it to him.
You will not get it to him because
him.
James needs super highways to the basket. He needs you to spread the floor, and then every once in a while, he needs somebody for a lob dunk to follow him up.
That's Joel Embiid.
Okay, is it Joel Embiid?
Yep.
Joel, you're the, what does Russ call it, the dunker position, where you go stand on the baseline until it's time to go in for a lob, right? And he doesn't do that. He doesn't do windows, so to speak. Joel needs the basketball because he will post you and score on you. He creates his own shots. He does not need some James Harden, ball dominant, the most ball dominant player in the league, even beyond Russ, to create shots for him. And James used to be able to get to the rim at will. And now it looks like Will can guard him because he's lost some athleticism, because he's lost a lot of shape.
It's funny. All the concerns that you have about James Harden now, you never had those concerns when everything was smooth.
On his second
oh, okay. Just say that he quit. No. Okay. Say that he quit. But now you're trying to say, oh, he's not a guy. The 22. I mean, how many guys? Only 2 guys have been selected to every All-Star game the last decade. One is LeBron James because he's been to 18 straight, and the other is James Harden.
Yep. You're living in the past.
Skip out. Okay, so it's 22, 8, and 10 this year. Currently, in the 20, is that the past?
Can I hit some of the lowlights of James Harden meltdowns in the postseason? Because there are too many for this show. We would need the rest of the show to detail them. But it started in 2015 in the conference finals. Remember the closeout game at Golden State?
Yes.
It was an NBA playoff record, 12 turnovers.
Yes.
12 turnovers in one game?
Yeah.
That's beyond Westbrook.
Yeah, that's the NBA record.
Okay, thank you. And then 2017 against my Spurs in the closeout game at Houston, and there's no Kawhi Leonard for my team, and I'm thinking, I'm cooked tonight. They're still looking for James Harden in that game because he completely disappeared, and they lost at home by 39 points to the San Antonio Spurs. And then 2018, they're up 3-2 on Golden State, and they lose Game 6 by 29. And then in Game 7 at home, James Harden goes 2 of 13 from 3. It's just no show after no show after no show. And then, obviously, 2019 against Golden State, it's tied 2-2, and they lose Game 5 and Game 6 because James Harden is nowhere to be found.
You know what, Skip? Those are great points. But I didn't notice last year when they made the trade for him in Brooklyn, you didn't present that PowerPoint presentation. You didn't mention anything about his playoff failures. You talked about KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. Your man LeBron James is cooked. Now, all of a sudden, he doesn't want to play in Brooklyn. I don't know. These are speculations that said he had it running with Kyrie. They were butting heads. He and KD was butting heads. I don't care. But now that he's not there, you want to present what he did.
I thought he was going to be able to go along for a great ride with Kevin Durant. And then what happened? Right on cue, right on schedule. Last year against Milwaukee,
he got hurt.
Kevin Durant played the series of his life. I'm not sure a mortal this side of Michael Jeffrey Jordan could play better in a 7-game series against a really good basketball team, a team that was on its way to winning the championship, than what Kevin played last year against the Bucks. It went full 7 games plus an overtime. And what happened? Right on cue, Kyrie misses the first 4 games. I'm sorry.
The second 4 games.
The second 4 games. But it was James who got hurt in the first game. He pulls his hamstring. So he missed the first 4 games in total. Then he comes back and allegedly is playing on one leg. Remember the breakaway layup where he couldn't even fight back.
Yeah,
he couldn't
pulled
even
it out.
turn and run,
he pulled it back out.
And in Game 7, this is at Brooklyn, at home. This is James Harden with Kevin needing just a little help because there's no more Kyrie. James Harden shot 5 of 17 and 2 of 12 from 3 in that overtime loss. And obviously, Kevin hit the shot of shots, one of the great playoff clutch shots I've ever seen, and he had his little toenail on the line, and it cost them the game. I thought it was over, but it wasn't over, and it goes to overtime, and Kevin hit the wall. He had nothing left to give.
No, you can't hit the wall. Kobe would have never hit the wall. Michael Jordan would have never hit the wall. Larry Bird would have never hit the wall. Magic Johnson would have never hit the wall. That's what you told me, because when people were trying to tell you LeBron hit the wall against the Golden State Warriors, you said the best player in the NBA can't hit the wall. So I don't want to hear anything about hitting or the wall.
Nobody has ever, no superstar has ever had less help in a big playoff challenge series than Kevin had in that one. He had no Kyrie to speak of and little to no James.
So LeBron James going against the Golden State Warriors with KD, Steph, Clay, and Draymond. Kevin Durant had more help in Brooklyn than LeBron had in that series.
Well, was there a Kyrie?
No.
Oh, in the last one.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
They were pretty good.
They were pretty good now.
The Nets had nobody. Who was left?
See,
Blake Griffin?
Oh, no. You like Blake Griffin.
I used to. He's another one. You realize he's not even in the rotation anymore.
Yeah,
with the
but
Nets.
I remember when he first got there, and all of a sudden they weren't expecting anything of him. He started running his mouth. Oh, people thought I was washed up. Oh, the Detroit this. No. Detroit expected you to be a game changer. You could no longer be a game changer. You could be a good role player, and that's what he became. But see, what you're trying to do now, you on the outs against James Harden, and you want to bring up all of his flaws, the very flaws that he packed up and took to Brooklyn with him that you overlooked.
All I know is I've learned my lesson with that guy. The lesson is he will always disappoint you. That's the truth. He will always let you down. Always. You'll get to the precipice of some greatness, some big achievement, and he will let you down. He will let the Sixers down. He will let the city of Philadelphia down, and that city will let him know about it.
Did he let the Brooklyn Nets down?
Sure he did.
Why he do that?
Well, I don't know. Last year, you can't go with some hamstring. He's always pulling his hamstring. But when you least need it to happen, he pulls his hamstring.
So what is it about? There's another guy on the team that seemingly everywhere he goes, he lets people down. He keeps stuff going. One Kyrie Irving.
It's time to make the shot of shots to save LeBron James in Game 7. He saved it.
Well, why did he make that shot in Boston? Why did he make those shots? Why did he make those shots in Brooklyn?
Well,
okay, here's a chance now. Kevin Durant's out. Okay, Kyrie, it's your turn. You said you were the equivalent of LeBron James. You wanted the same treatment. Kevin Durant is out. James Harden is gone. Show us what you got. Show us what you got. 10 straight. That's what we know. 10 straight. That's how many games. How many, Kyrie? Okay, then. That's what I thought.
Yet the Nets remain the consensus favorite to win the NBA title Why is that?
Let me ask you a question.
Because of that 7-foot monster who's about to come back.
Let me ask you a question. Who's favored to win the NFL title? The Rams. Does that mean anything just because you're favored on paper and Fox Bet says that? That doesn't make it true. You still got to play the games.
Well, we're talking about who won the trade. I think that screams back at you. The Nets won the trade.
That 13, going to Philly with Joel Embiid,
You got
going
no
over
use
the
for that.
process.
You got no
He
use.
processing everything,
Yeah.
too, in the East.
I think I just deprocessed all of your arguments.
Why you look? The man wasn't happy when Kyrie didn't want to play under LeBron James. Now there's another guy that didn't want to play up under the best player in the NBA, and you mad about that because if it was LeBron James, you'd be over there key.
I'm not mad about it. I'm happy about it because Ben Simmons, I'm a big fan. I got to tell you, he can flat out play basketball.
I'm a big fan of KD. I like KD. KD is low maintenance. KD just want to hoop. KD ain't all about all that other stuff, that extracurricular. KD want to put that beanie on, come out there, get them shots up. KD gonna ball. I got no problem with KD. And for me, I'm like, well, damn, he had a problem with KD. What the hell KD do?
Yeah.
I get Kyrie burning sage and all that other stuff, and he's out, all that stuff. I get that. That can wear on you, Skip, because everybody ain't about that.
No.
Everybody don't like incense. But you come to my house, I'm burning candles. So if you don't like candles, don't come to my house.
That's what you do?
Yeah, I do. I like
burn candles.
I burn candles.
You're an incense guy?
Yeah.
Not incense, just candles.
Candles.
You know, I got those club shakes
Candles
in.
were
5 a.m.
We talking about the wick incense.
So, guys, the Nets will play in
Makes
Philly in
no
less than a
sense.
month. So can you imagine how the fans are going to react to see Simmons again? I can imagine not a warm welcome is
Good.
coming.
I don't
That
think he
should be
can play in
interesting
Philly,
to watch.
Skip.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.